Hi, my name is Mark von Salzen. This is the video project for a class. This class is the EDT 310 Trends in Education Technology. We're going to be talking about solar power, and I have an actual solar panel on the roof of my house, and I'm going to talk about the components that you need to have a solar panel technology, and also what you can run on it. Alright, now we're over where the equipment is for the solar panel. And before you can even get to solar, you need to have a solar panel, which is what I have on my roof is 100 watt. It's only one panel, and it's faced up toward the sun, and it comes down, and this is the equipment to use. We're going to go now into the charge controllers. Alright, this is the charge controller. There's two charge controllers in this setup, but this is the first one. This is a very fancy charge controller. The other charge controller is not fancy. This one tells you that it's charging with the red light and that there's a load present with the green light. The LCD screen tells you what the charge is on the battery that is coming from the solar panel that's coming into this charge control, and also tells you the battery voltage, the temperature. This little thing up here is the temperature, and this tells the charge control the right way to charge the battery for the temperature that's in this room. And there's other functions that you can use with this LCD screen, which is very useful to try setting up and using it. That's the end of this. We're going to go to the next charge control, which is not very technical inclined. Alright, this is the other charge control that also comes down from the solar panel, which this wire comes into this charge controller. And this charge controller monitors the battery that this one is connected to. Now this one's very, very basic. It just tells you the percentage of the battery, how full it is. Like this one says 25% for this light, 50% for this light, 75 for that one, and 100 for that one. As right now, as you can see, it's 100% full. And now we're going to go down to the batteries. Alright, now we're down at the batteries. There's two batteries that I have on this setup, which the first charge control, which was the fancy one, has all the fanciness, the LCD screen on it that tells you all the technology and what's going on with it. And this battery is the battery that was connected to the non-fancy one, which was just telling you how full the battery is. As you can see here, there's a lot of wires. On this one and on this one, I have these two cigarette lighters. I have a small inverter that gets plugged into it, which you'll see later on. I can plug it into that one or that one, depending on the voltage of the battery. So that's why those are two there. Alright, this is the battery desulfator, which helps the battery in a really good way, because it there's plates inside this battery that the acid sits in, and the acid corrodes the metal that's in there, which is a bad thing. And with using this, it prevents corrosion on those plates. And you don't want the corrosion on those plates because that battery is not going to last long. By using one of these, your battery will last, they say, 10 more years with that on it than if you didn't have it on there. So I move it back and forth. It's about like $25, depending on where you go and buy it. I bought it online for $25. So I move it back and forth to both of these batteries. I leave it on 1 month on this battery, and then I move it to the next battery, and I just keep rotating it back and forth. And that's that. And now we're going to move on to the inverters, which I use to power my room off of these batteries. Alright, we're here at the inverters. I'm going to start with the small inverter. The small inverter is 150 watts. It's 12 volts since the batteries are 12 volts. This one I use for 2 LCD screens that are upstairs in my room. When I have just those on, I can use this one, and 150 watts is plenty for those to power. And I run those completely free with this one. I'll just turn it on its side here so you can see the plugs. There's 2 outlets. There's 1 and 2. This one goes straight up to my room, and we'll see that later on. But just by flipping the switch on the back, now we got power up in my room. And now we're going to go into the next inverter, which is the big inverter. Alright, we're here now with the big inverter. This inverter is 2,000 to 400 watts. It's got a nice LCD screen here that tells you the voltage and the amps that you're drawing. So I'm going to turn this on and you can see all the lights turn on. It takes a few minutes for the amps to build up because it's testing to see how much amps are in the battery right now. And we're sitting at 13 volts right now, which is pretty good. That means because these batteries are really charged. We got the amps now. It stopped blinking all the ways up. We're in between 120 and 160 right now of amps, which is pretty good. And again, this is the 2,000 to 400 watts. So I use this to power my stereo system when I want to have it really turned up. If I have the flat screens plugged in, if I have basically a lot of things plugged into the solar. So say like the power goes out in my house, I will turn this big bad boy on and I can pretty much power almost everything in my room, and I can put a couple of lights throughout the house so I don't trip over things and fall and hurt myself when we have no power in the house. Now we're going to go on to the solar panel that's on the roof. It's 100 watts. We'll go over there and we'll go and see that. Alright, we're outside and we're at this weird angle to see the solar panel. And what you're seeing right now is the solar panel. It's pretty big, but it's on the roof, so most of the time you don't see it. The only time you see it, if I can go on this weird angle, and then you can see it. Otherwise, you never see it. Unless if you're out of space, which we're never out of space. So, there's a metal line that goes up that holds it. There's tubing, which is wood that comes down, and it's mounted on wheels. And you're probably saying, why is it mounted on wheels? It's for the ease of if I ever want to take it down, or if I want to add to the array of solar panels. I only have one, but if I wanted to add another 100 watt or 300 watts, I can. All I gotta do is go in the attic and go where that metal line is and lower it down. And then I can install another one on that line and pull it right back up. It works great. It gets a lot of sun where I have it right now. The angle that it's in, it charges it pretty much throughout the whole year. The winter time, it doesn't charge as well because there's snow on it. The sun moves, as everybody knows, and the earth moves, so it's not always lined up in the direct sunlight. But for my purpose, it charges enough. And that's the solar panel, and now we're going to go into my room and see what does this solar panel actually run. Alright, now we're up in my room. From the inverters, the power comes up to this plug. So with this plug, I have this extension cord which runs around my room that my LCD screens plug into. So as you can see, I labeled it solar AC, and now we're running on solar for the 2 flat screens. We'll move over now to the 2 flat screens and you can see them running. Alright, we're here in my room. This flat screen is my TV. It's a 21-inch, and up here is my other TV, but I use it as a for my security cameras so that I can see what's going on around my house. So the inverter is on downstairs, the small one's on. because that's the one that I use. It uses low power, and I don't need 2,000 watts of power to run 2 little TVs. So let's see if this is working the way it's supposed to, and we're going to get free power or not. I have my T-Bow hooked up to this one, so we should see the T-Bow once this boots. And here we go, we got the logo, we got the HDMI too, and it takes a few seconds and it should flick on. And there we go. We got the T-Bow, and I can watch TV on this. I'm going to go here, and we're going to watch something right now. All using free power. And there you go, you have TV. So I'm going to mute that now because I'm still talking. And let's go on to the other TV, which is my security cameras. We're going to turn that one on now. And the light's on. Remember, the 2 TVs are on solar right now. The T-Bow's not, but the 2 TVs are running off of solar. The TV turned on, and as you can see, I have all my security cameras running, and both of them are running very well. So, in conclusion to this project that I have here, and this tutorial, solar panel is very useful. You can run TVs, you can run computers, you can run lights. It's pretty amazing. I use these 2 TVs all the time on solar. I mean, right now it's summer where I am, and I have no problem running these. I run them all the time. If I'm sitting on this desk, these 2 are on all the time. Alright, this next part, we're going to be talking about lighting that's in my room. I have this light that switches a sign that says that it's a computer gaming room, and I have this big light that's behind me that runs off of solar, and the ones up on the ceiling. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these that are on the ceiling, and they all are running on solar. This is also running at the same time as my 2 flat screens, so I can have all the solar stuff on at the same time. That's why I have 2 batteries down in that we store, so that I can keep an eye on the voltage and have a lot of things running at the same time. Alright, in conclusion, I'm sitting in darkness right now. Now, with solar technology, as you saw, I don't have to be sitting in this darkness. I'm going to turn on things that are all solar powered right now. I got lights, I got 2 TVs, I have this sign that's on, and the other lights that are on the ceiling. So, as you can see now, I'm not sitting in complete darkness, and I have things that are very functional and able to use when the power is not on. So, eventually, I want to power everything in my room, which would be all this stuff. My crazy lights. I want my TV, my other flat screen big TV to go on and turn on. I want my stereo to be turned on and running off solar panel. I want my Mac to be running on solar, and everything will be working. And I don't have to rely on the power company, and I can run everything myself. So from watching this video, solar power is very useful and is a great technology. Thank you for watching.